James, you rescued at the point for Dale today, late on. What were your thoughts on the game as a whole?
I think looking back now, I think it was definitely a point gained rather than 2 dropped. You know, the gaffer said that in there, and I think I agree. I don't think they deserved to win, but possibly we didn't deserve to either. I don't think we played the football that we're capable of, and that we've shown, you know, in the second half against Scunthorpe, and you know, in spells against Forest Green, and then you know, spells against Harrogate too. I don't think we performed at that level, but in the end, it's a good point.
Yeah, Gaffer just mentioned there, you know, he talks about the sort of the spirit and the character amongst the lads. The last 2 games previously shown that, and again tonight we have as well, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely that spirit and that belief that we can, even if we go down, which we have done in the past, you know, 3 games now, we've come back. So I think that's definitely something in the group that we've got. I think it's just now a case of, if we didn't go behind and we still showed that spirit, that we'd be winning more games, and I think that's the plan going forward. The
goal itself that he scored, what do you remember of it?
Yeah, well, I remember it going into Tav, and then I was just thinking he should roll me in because I made a run around the outside, and I don't know if it was stuck under his feet a bit or he got tackled, and then it went to Corey and Corey slipped it, and then it was just a case of, I didn't think about the finish. I just thought, you know, fire across goal and, you know, not hope it goes in, but aim for the far post and see what happens. Unfortunately, it went in. What were the emotions when it did go in? Was it relief? Was it definitely relief? Yeah, definitely relief, because I feel like it wasn't a game that we deserved to lose. I can't remember a chance then. You know, I think they had a chance just before we scored. The lad shot wide, and you know, apart from that came from a mistake. But apart from that, I don't remember him cutting us open or really creating any good opportunities. I think likewise for us too. But that's what I mean about the. You know, I think it was a deserved point. So that was the emotion was definitely relief. Yeah. Is it just a case about that sometimes try and find a way to get a result? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think with me, I always pop up with goals. I've done, you know, in the past few years in my career, and I always feel like I'm going to get one chance in a game, you know, and it's just whether I take it or not. And unfortunately today it went in. Yeah, 2 already for the club. Only joined at the end of January as well. Yeah. Have you enjoyed your time so far at the club? Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that, you know, the gaffer spoke to me about when I came in, is that he wanted to add goals to the team, and that's something that I believe I could have done. So when we had the first conversation, he was aware that, you know, I'd scored goals previously, and that was what I wanted to do coming in, and playing under Jimmy Shan at Solihull, I scored a decent amount of goals there, so that's something that I've got in my game. So hopefully I can keep it going. You settled in well with the lads? Yeah, really good bunch. You know, really welcomed me into the team, and I feel part of the team pretty much straight away. So yeah, I have a strong belief that we can really, you know, pick up performances and pick up results along the way now, between now and the end of the season. And I think that's the, you know, obviously we're focusing on the next game, and it's just a case of putting it all together now, I think, and, you know, putting the performances that deserve the results at the end. It's 3 unbeaten. It's a nice little run starting to form, and with the new players that have come in January, including yourself, do you think the group will only sort of get stronger now as we go forward? I hope so. I mean, you know, obviously they lost a couple of good players in January, and I'd like to think that, you know, me and the other lads who came in, you know, can fill that gap. I feel like adding me to the team, I think, you know, like I said before, the main reason for bringing me in was to add a bit of physicality and some goals, and I've done that. So, you know, if we can keep building between now and the end of the season, like I said, put a little run together, who knows where we can finish. Thank you.
James, in a game like that where there's very few chances, not just for you, for both sides, what's it like in that last minute when you know this is it, this is the big chance? Yeah, well, fortunately I didn't think about it too much, because the set was a little bit wide, so it kind of took all thinking out of the shot. You know, it was a case of I was stretching for a little bit, so I didn't have to think about, oh, can I go near post, can I go far post. It was a case of get a good contact on it and shoot across goal. So it took all thought out of it really, but, you know, obviously the emotion when you do score is the best feeling in football. Yeah, so, bit of a relief tonight as well. Yeah, I would say so. Especially, you know, like I said, they scored from a set piece, which, you know, we perhaps could have defended better, but apart from that, I don't think they could have. They don't think they opened us up any more than we did them. So I think it's a fair result. Yeah, were you really frustrated to go into the break a goal down, having got yourselves back after maybe a slow start? Yeah, well, I think that was it. We, you know, the first 10 minutes, the gaffer said at half time, first 10 minutes we looked a bit shaky, and then after that 10 minutes we settled into the game, and I feel like it was a fair game in the first half, apart from the first, you know, 5-10 minutes, and then
to concede from a set piece, it's just frustrating because I think there was a foul just before it, to be honest, on Corey. I think their winger fouled him and it didn't get given. A few decisions didn't really go our way tonight, but it's definitely frustrating going into the break 1-0 down. Yeah.
But you've come from behind to win on the weekend. You come from behind to salvage a point here tonight. So you're showing that sort of fight at the minute, aren't you? That you're not going to let games get away from you easy.
Yeah, and I think that's a good trait to have. But also, it's not something that we want to be. We don't want to be known for coming back from losing positions. We want to be a dominant team, controls possession, and plays good football. And at some point, that's got to start giving us the lead at some point in games. And hopefully, like 3 games unbeaten, 1 win, 2 draws, we can build on that and go into another home game on Saturday. It'd be nice to take the lead in the game and lead from the front, really.
Yeah, you stuck to that principle right through tonight, didn't you? You didn't panic. You continued to play your football.
Yeah.
Even towards the end when it looked like maybe it wasn't going to be your night.
Yeah, well, I think the surface isn't the best out there, to be honest. And obviously, with being a footballing team, it does it affects the way you play because we try and overplay perhaps when the surface doesn't really allow us to. We like playing out from the back and playing through the thirds, and on a surface that isn't really capable of that, it can kind of be at your detriment. So, it's a case of doing what, taking what was given to us, and we had 3 big lads on in the forward positions with me, Luke, and Tav, and it's a case of if you get it forward to us, hopefully we can make something happen. Unfortunately, we did.
You think you do have to adapt that sometimes, and maybe not always, play the way you want to play because of the conditions?
Definitely. I mean, the manager and the coaching staff, they drill us in playing a certain way. But I guess when we're on the pitch, we have to do what they ask us to. But at some point, the player has to take responsibility for doing something, magic, or doing something to score a goal. A bit of individual flair. So I think as much as you can be drilled by the manager, I think at some point players have to take responsibility and do what's needed.
And just finally, when you come into a team mid-season like you have, how long does it take you to kind of feel comfortable here?
Well, I guess it all depends on the dressing room, and like I said before, the dressing room's been really welcoming, and being one of the more experienced. Then I'm 26 now, just turned 26, so it's not like I'm a kid anymore, so I kind of got to go in and be almost like a lead because I'm one of the old ones in the team.
You're one of the old ones here.
Yeah, so there's no time to really settle in. I've just got to go in there and introduce myself, and that's it, and get to work.